It was an execution. It was an absolute execution. We all saw it. It's like January 6th. We all saw it. We all watched it.
When you deploy armed agents into our communities, violence follows. Death follows.
What should be done to ICE officer Ross?
Well, I'm an extremist, so I think he should be executed.
Is bigger than just this one individual ICE agent. This is a whole attack on the people here. This is a whole attack on brothers and sisters from people who do not care about us and lie to us consistently, saying that they care about us and saying that the real enemy is our neighbors. It's fucked.
Renee Good of Minneapolis, Minnesota was murdered yesterday by ICE agent Jonathan Ross. It's been reported that she was serving as a constitutional observer of ICE activities when she was shot 3 times and killed while attempting to flee ICE harassment. Demonstrations are being held across the country in response to her death. Who am I here with?
I go by Soap.
Stella.
My name's Ria. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation.
My name's Aiden Howard.
I'm Felix Bellotti.
My name is Lexi.
Linda.
What brings you here today?
Exhaustion. Just complete exhaustion over this criminal, pedophile, and the people who support this criminality on a daily basis.
Justice for Renee.
We've all seen the video of Renee Nicole Good, a mother, a legal watcher, being murdered in broad daylight by an ICE officer. So we're here to demand justice for Renee Nicole Good and to demand the immediate arrest of her murderer, ICE agent Jonathan Ross, as well as an end to the terror that ICE has brought down on all of our communities.
The ICE officer, Jonathan Ross, that executed Miss Good, what do you think should be done with him?
He needs to face justice like any other murderer should. He shot her point blank through a windshield, and he deserves to face trial and the appropriate punishment.
He needs to be arrested immediately. We're hearing a lot of Democratic governors like Tim Walz or Democratic mayors like Jacob Frey saying ICE needs to get out of our communities. That's true. They do abolish ICE. They should not have the power that they do. But the first step that needs to be taken is that he needs to be prosecuted for murder. And that's something that we know only a movement can bring. It took so many millions of people mobilizing for Derek Chauvin to be arrested after George Floyd was brutally murdered, very close to where Renee Nicole Good was. So what we're calling for is the immediate arrest of Jonathan Ross to take material steps to address the kind of terror that federal agents have brought upon our communities.
Well, I'm an extremist, so I think he should be executed. But, at the very least, he should be held accountable.
He should immediately be arrested and tried for murder. It was an execution. It was an absolute execution. We all saw it. It's like January 6th. We all saw it. We all watched it. They can't tell us that we didn't see it because we did.
I know it's hard to predict the future, but what do you think happens? What type of message does it send to our society, to our country, if he is allowed to walk free and continue his job at ICE?
It sends the same message that I feel like we've heard all the time when this has happened to whether it's citizens, immigrants, black people being shot by the police. It just shows that they don't really care, that there's a lack of humanity and a lack of empathy in this world. And I feel like the biggest thing that we can do is just be there for one another and continue to show up and use our voices.
I believe you cannot sustain this amount of criminality on a daily basis. I believe the dam will break.
I mean, that's a hard question to answer, but I think that what happens is more of this. I think if we don't nip this in the bud here, if we don't do everything we can to prevent this from happening again, then it will happen again. And this is just going to embolden these racist, bigoted pigs to keep committing acts of violence against citizens, against immigrants, against everybody.
Do you think there's a universe where this person walks free? Yes or no?
Yes.
You mentioned the mayor of Minneapolis. His name is escaping me right now. But, Governor Walz. Should these governors and mayors be held accountable for allowing ICE to roam freely in their streets? Not just them, but mayors and governors across the country.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one thing that we're seeing here, where there's not just blaming the Trump administration, but also blaming the way that Democrats have been complicit in this level of terror that has been brought in our community. I know here in D.C., our Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser sat back and let the Trump administration do what it wanted here, let the Trump administration kidnap my neighbors.
I don't think the mayors in the blue cities and the blue states are letting them roam free. I believe that, like Tim Walz, they're doing everything they can. Like Tim Walz just enacted the National Guard not in response, but in case Trump sends in the military. So, like, I think our good governors and our good mayors are doing absolutely everything they can.
So I think what people are finally realizing is that Democrats need to do more than just, take a knee symbolically. They need to fight for our communities, and if they're not, they're going to get voted out because they are accountable to the people, and that's not what they're doing right now. So I think that, like, people like Tim Walz, who are saying basically shut up and stay home, right? They're part of the problem. We're not going to shut up. We're not going to stay home. We're going to be in the streets until ICE is out of our communities and until Jonathan Ross is in prison.
Can the country move on from this when, a significant amount of our population in the United States believes all of ICE's actions and the Trump regime's actions are valid and justified? How do we move on as a country with, people who have these beliefs?
I think the most dangerous thing that we can do right now is give up, because you are right. There are a lot of people who will hear Trump say that she's a domestic terrorist and they'll just believe it. And that's a very scary thing because you watch the video and it's so blatantly false, right? But what that means is for everybody who saw that video and doesn't believe it, you have to be out here fighting, because you have this group of people that will sit back and watch everything in this country be destroyed, watch our communities be destroyed, watch our neighbors get ripped from us, right? Which means for those of us who know the truth, we have a responsibility to fight so much harder. And I know, like, that's what's getting me out of bed in the morning when it seems like everything is falling apart. I mean, we're only in the first week of 2026 and I've lived through like multiple major historical events. So I think that we have such a deep responsibility to be fighting right now because no one's coming to save us, right? In fact, there are people in this country who would happily walk us to the gates of hell, and that's where we're headed. So, I think the only thing that we can do, you have to fight back, get in the streets, get organized, join an organization, because it's not just one protest that's going to solve all of this. It's going to be consistently people fighting back, and that's the only thing we can do at this point.